So right now we're going to go to and we're going to design our home page. All right. So if you look at this home page, it has different sections. So we can start by breaking things down. And then start with the top section. The top section has a nav bar, and then this hero section, which has um a text or a text section by the left, and then an image by the right, and then also another image down here. So let's start by creating a new branch. So we're going to create a new branch and call it home page. Okay, so we'll switch to the new branch home page. Also create a new HTML file. Let's call it homepage.html. Okay, and then we can go on by using our HTML boilerplate to create this page. Let's call this homepage title. All right, so we have our body. Let's try also to link our CSS to this and change this to styles.css because that's the name of our CSS file. Okay, so I think we're good. All right. So next thing we want to do is to start designing, right? So first of all, we can have a kind of container that holds the whole page. We can call this div, and then we can call this, give it a class name of home. Okay. And then next, we can group this top section, right? We can group this top section or can surround it with the container, right? If you look well, they all have, or these sections all have the same background color. Okay, so we can see, we can put it in a div and then give it the class name of top section or home top section. Okay. All right. Next thing we want to do is we want to create our navbar. Okay. So the top section would have a nav. Let's use a nav, right? And then in that nav, if you check this world, you see that this navbar has three different sections, right? Okay, so with HTML, you kind of break things down and look at it section by section, right? So we have the logo by the left, and then you will have the links in the middle. So this is a group of links in the middle, and then you have a group of buttons by the right. Okay, so let's try to divide that, okay, into the first div, right, which is where we're going to put our logo, and then we have a list. This is going to be for our links, and then finally we have a div that will contain or that will wrap our buttons. Okay, so we already have our logo. Let's check what the size of the width of this logo is. It's about 132 pixel. Okay, so in our div, let's put the image tag, and then we have a source. Put the source of the image, logo, alt, and then we can just meta wrap width 132 pixel. Okay. All right, next we want to have a list or our links, so since these links actually have hyperlinks, right? So we might also want to include or put them in an anchor. right? So that it's possible for you to click the link and then it takes you to another page. Okay. So just going to duplicate this. All right, so this is for home. Let's just duplicate this. We have about 4 links. So copy the about page. And then this support and this. Metadata. Okay, metadata. Okay, so then the last section on the nav would be the one that carries our buttons. So we have 2 buttons. Okay. Now let's copy the text for the first button, login. And then text for the second button, sign up. Okay. All right. So now we can give it the class name of navbar. And then this, we can give it a class name of nav links. And this, we can give it a class name of nav buttons. All right. So let's see how it looks like. Okay, let's start our server, open live server. Okay, so this is how it looks like right now. Okay, not to worry. First of all, let's try and give this a background color, the top section, the background color. Okay, I'm going to try to, okay, so this is the background color. Copy it. And then I'll go to my CSS. Let's format this. All right, so the home top section, right? The home top section. So we go to our CSS and then let's give this home page styles. We're going to comment this out. It's just a way to separate different stylings. So okay. Home page, what is that? Home top section. Let's just put on that. Yes, home top section. So we want to keep the background of this. Okay, so that works. We have a background color now. So let's start our nav. Okay. So first of all, we have our nav by default arranged in column layouts, column-like layout. So let's make it flexed. Okay. So how did we? All right. So we give our navbar a class name of navbar. So let's do that, navbar, and then we're going to give it display flex. Automatically becomes flexible. Okay, good. Now, how about justification? Let's give it a justification of space between. Okay. All right, so something else we want to do, we check the maximum width for this, right? So that if you use a very big screen, right, it doesn't, make the text too, or the number too wide, okay? So okay, we'll just get 1 to 40 pixel. So we're going to make the max width this. So this is just the responsive concept, and then for it to go to the center, margin auto. Okay, let's take a look at that. Okay, good. So you see, it's kind of contained in the middle, right? Okay, next thing we want to do, let's style our list, right? Because it still has a column layout. Okay, another thing we want to add here is align item center to align our contents vertically. Okay, so nav links is the class name for our link section, and display flex, and then we can add this justify content, align content. Okay, we can also actually just give it a gap. Okay, sorry about that. Give it a gap of 40 pixel. Okay, let's see how that looks like. Okay, another thing we want to do is take out this decoration on this style long, so it takes out the bullets. Okay, also we want to look at the all right, so also we want to look at the color and the font size. So select individual link, and then we can check the styling. So it has color white and then font size 20 pixel. So let's just give, all right, so let's just put this here, color white, and then let's just make the font size 20 pixel. Okay, so all right, so the next thing we want to do is to work on the buttons, right? So let's take a look at the first button. All right, we have the first button. Let's see the styling for the first button. So the border radius of 4 pixels, border 2 pixels, solid white. Okay. And how about the padding? All right, so padding top 20 pixels, padding bottom 20 pixels, padding left and right 41.5 pixel. All right, so let's try out another way to actually select elements. Okay, so this is the class of the div containing 2 buttons, right? So we can do this and then say button type, end of type, or first of type, right? Let's just first of type. So this selects the first button, and then we can give it border radius like 4 pixels. Yes, border radius 4 pixels. And then the border 2 pixels solid white. So let's start the border. So the border takes in the border width, right? 2 pixels. And the border type solid, right? And then the color, right? The border color. So let's give it white. Okay. All right, so we have that here. Then the padding 10 pixels, 10 and 20. Let me confirm that. Okay, 20 pixels for 1.5. So 20 pixels. So this we're passing in 2 commands or 2 arguments. So this takes care of top and bottom, and this takes care of left and right. Okay. All right. So the color is also white. Color of text, white. Okay. All right. Okay. So by default, the button has a background color of white. Okay. So what we can do is give it the background transparent. Okay. All right. So let's go to the second button and style this. So for the second button, let's select it still contained in nav buttons, then button, then we use our studio selector, last of type, since we have just two buttons there, and then the border radius, okay, let's take this, and then the border, the background, let's take the background, and put it here. Let's also do this, the border, because so that the two buttons are of the same size. Okay, so 2 pixels solid. If you don't do this, the first button will be higher than the second button because remember we're using box size and border box. So the total height will be the height of the text, the padding, and then the border, right? An addition of those units. So we're just going to change the border color to take the same color as the background. Okay. All right. So also let's add the padding. And then the color. Let's copy and paste it. All right. So this is the padding on the color. Okay. So this is it. All right. So let's add a little gapping between the two buttons. So this is 20 pixel. So we can do padding or margin left 20 pixel, right? Okay. So this looks good. All right. So all right. So next thing we can do is create this padding top, right, for the container, right? So padding top of 80 pixels. So let's give the top section a padding top of 80 pixels. Okay, that's good. All right, so we're done with the nav bar. What we want to do next is to go to the next section, right? The hero section. Okay, so for the hero section, we kind of have two parts, the top and the bottom. The top part is divided into the left side that contains the text and the form, and then the right side that has the image of the laptop, right? So let's go back to our HTML. Then we can collapse the nav bar. All right, and then create the div, right? So this div can give the class name of hero section, right? And then let's put them also in another container, and then just give this a class name of hero content. Hero content, okay? All right, so